Oh, pizza.
How's it going, creeps? Welcome back to Cinema Creep. Cinema Creep is a place where we discuss, dissect, and review all things vile, disgusting, and downright terrifying in the world of horror cinema. And tonight's video is no different, sort of. With the release of the brand new Killer Klowns game, I thought I would celebrate by rewatching and reviewing the Killer Klowns film from 1988. And there is honestly something uniquely special about this movie that I forget about until I rewatch it every other year or so. So Killer Klowns from Outer Space is a stupid, corny, and cult classic movie that is really, really bad, and I can't understand why anyone dislikes it because I absolutely love it. That may be in part because I watched it as a kid and the nostalgia factor goes hard for me, or because my mom smoked with me while I was in the womb. Either way, this movie is absolutely tons of fun and reminds me of a time when movies could be bad just for the sake of being bad. And the good thing about it is this movie is completely self-aware of how terrible it is, and it doesn't try to be anything else. The movie starts out as we see young adults Mike and Debbie at a popular makeout spot called Top of the World. You know, it's really strange how back in the day they had makeout spots like this. Is this still a thing that happens, that young people do? Let me know in the comments. Anyway, Mike and Debbie are laying in the back of their car and see what at first appears to be a falling star. But as it gets closer, it seems more like a meteorite that has crash landed near them in the forest. Debbie, of course, wants to go search for the meteorite as Mike makes 1,000,001 excuses not to leave the car simply because he's trying to get laid, but Mike eventually gives in and the two lovebirds begin walking through the woods in the direction of where they think the meteor may have landed. After some searching, they come across, of all things, a circus tent in the middle of the woods. And like all good horror movie protagonists, they decide to go in and explore it, where they eventually find a room that makes them realize that this isn't no ordinary circus tent. They find cotton candy cocoons with a dead body of an old man from the town inside it. After spotting and being chased by Killer Klowns Rudy and Spiky, Mike and Deb barely escape and head into town to tell the police, all while the Killer Klowns follow them into the town and begin their bubblegum bloodbath. That's right, I said bubblegum bloodbath. This movie was written and directed by the Chiodos brothers, who have some interesting films under their belts as special effects artists, like the Critters films, Ernest Scared Stupid, Elf, and one of my favorite alien movies, Alien Abduction from 2014. You can tell from the movies that these guys decide to work on that they are in the industry for nothing more than to just have a good time. And that's exactly what the Killer Klowns from Outer Space movie is. It is stupid, idiotic fun. As the movie progresses, we find out that the clowns are actually aliens who've taken on a clown form, and even though they seem funny and goofy, they have a diabolical plan to eradicate all humans using acid pies, cotton candy ray guns, and popcorn bazookas. This leads to a lot of over-the-top special effects, and this is where a lot of the fun comes in. Killer Klowns is a fun movie that I consider a good gateway horror film for younger kids looking to get into the genre. It feels less like a horror movie and more of an excerpt from a Goosebumps book or even an Are You Afraid of the Dark series. And even though I enjoy disgusting, gory, and violent movies, I also really enjoy these lighthearted movies that are made to attract newcomers to the horror genre. Because we all at one time had our gateway movies into horror, whether they were something more serious and sinister or if they were something lighthearted like this. I really love movies that are made to attract new fans. This movie even has a lighthearted ending, leaving most of its cast alive, meaning you could show it to kids of any age. Overall, I rate this movie 3.5 out of 5 creeps because it's just a stupid good time. Like I said, I can't believe we haven't seen reboots, remakes, or even a Killer Klowns cartoon, especially back in the 90s. And I'm honestly very surprised it has taken us this long to get a Killer Klowns video game. Speaking of that, tonight at midnight it's our weekly Gruesome Game Night live stream, and I will be streaming the brand new Killer Klowns game and giving away 2 Killer Clown Funko Pops to people in the chat. So come hang out, talk horror, and watch me destroy all humans as a killer clown. The link will be down in the comments. Go hit the reminder button so you don't miss the live stream. How many creeps would you rate Killer Klowns from outer space? Down in the comments. And don't forget to check out the description for cool ways to help support the Cinema Creep channel. Last but not least, don't be a chud and like the video if you liked it, and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss any more horror content. And that's it. Stay creepy, and I'll see you on the next one. See ya, creep.